Hi, my name is Derek Johnson with Tatango.com. Today I'm going to be walking you through one of our free resources at Tatango.com, which is our messaging throughput calculators. Now, what is messaging throughput for text message marketing? Essentially, it's how fast your software provider can send text messages from the software to the wireless carriers. Now, why does this matter? Well, to be honest, if you have 100 or 1,000 subscribers, it most likely doesn't matter. Any messaging speed will work, but if you have 1 million, 5 million, 10 million mobile phone numbers in your database, it's essential to know the messaging speed, because even something like 30 messages per second, which sounds crazy fast, means that if you have 5 million subscribers, it could take multiple days to get out just one text message to all your subscribers. So in discussions with text message marketing providers, you're going to hear the term MPS, messages per second. And that's kind of the industry term and how people compare apples to apples in our industry. What's confusing though is when somebody says they have, let's say, an MPS of 100, that'd be 100 messages per second. For me, it's hard to tell, how many hours that would take if I had 100,000 subscribers or 250,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers, or what if I went from 100 to 150 MPS? How many minutes would that, shave off? So essentially what we did here at Tatango is we created some calculators that help maybe people like myself that are a little math challenged figure this out without actually having to calculate it in their head. So here's how you access these calculators. First, go to Tatango.com, Tatango.com. On the top, you're going to see a tab that says Resources. Click on that. Once you click on Resources, there's going to be a ton of resources that we offer, all free resources. US Shortcode Directory, Mobile Messaging Lookbook. You're going to want to go down here, and you're going to want to find Messaging Calculators. Click on that. And here are the two different calculators that you're going to use. And I'll walk you through how to use each one and why each one is used. So this is the time to send calculator. This is the one on the left-hand side here. So this is great when you have an existing list, or you know how big your list is going to be. This would be the amount of phone numbers that you need to message. And then you know the MPS, the messages per second that are being offered to you. So I would type in 1,000, let's say, this is 1 million. I would type in 1 million. This is the number of phone numbers. I know that the software provider is giving me, let's say, 40 MPS. And then I click calculate. And what it's going to do is it's going to tell me how many minutes and how many hours it'll take to send the message based off the list size and the MPS. So you can see here for a list size of 1 million, if they're only offering 40 MPS, messages per second, it would take almost 7 hours to send that message to all those million subscribers. Now let's bump that up to, let's say 150. You can see big difference. That now only takes about 2 hours or 111 minutes. So we break it up into minutes and hours here. So this is great when you know both those numbers. Now, what if you don't know what MPS, messages per second, you're going to get, but you want to figure out what MPS you need when looking for a software provider? That's where the required MPS calculator, the one on the right, that's where this one comes in. So similar to the last one, I'm going to put in the list size. This could be my existing list, or this could be what I envision my list to be and how big it could be. Then down here, instead of typing in the MPS, which I don't know, and I'm trying to figure that out, I'm going to type in the expected minutes to send to this list. So let's say I talk to my marketing department and we figure out 3 hours. So that would be 60 minutes times 3, 180, if my math is correct. That's 180 minutes. I'm okay with 180 minutes. So what I want to find out is the required messages per second if I'm okay with 180 minutes and it's going to send to 1 million subscribers. I click calculate. So that is going to give me what the required messages per second should be, which is 92. So that's what you would go to your software provider and say, I need 92 messages per second. So 2 different calculators here. One is when you know the messages per second and you want to see how actually long it's going to take to get out a text message to all of those subscribers. And then the required MPS calculator, which is when you don't know what your MPS needs to be and you want to find that out. Again, these resources are free. Anybody can use them, even if you're not using Tatango.com for your software. But you can access these resources by going to Tatango.com, clicking Resources, and then scrolling down to Messaging Calculators. Anyway, hopefully that helped. Again, my name is Derek Johnson with Tatango.com.